What is going on, guys? Politics Gaming here, and today we have finally done it. We have finally gotten the official news for the 2019 edition for Power and Revolution. I am now showing you guys a first look into what 2019 is bringing us. So today we are definitely having a bit of fun with reading what is coming and what is going to be happening. So we have a couple of new scenarios that Eversim is bringing us to deal with, to what political situations we're going to have to face up against in this new age of technology, of global warming, and social unrest. Now, how we start off is that it says the planet is being threatened. The entire world is on the brink of collapse. Global warming, social unrest, rising populism, the risk of global conflict, overpopulation, terrorism, cybercrime, new war zones, pollution, and shortages. As a leader of up to 30 nations simultaneously, so up from about 7 nations, you can now control over 30 nations simultaneously. You can attempt to implement cohesive and effective policies that will collectively guarantee a viable future for the planet. And in another new play mode, Chaos 2030, experience the world that could exist in the near future if things break down. Amid the global chaos, develop solutions to maintain your power and grow your influence. And then it goes on to say simulations of major global threats. The Global Simulator Geopolitical Simulator 2019 edition simulates all the major perils that threaten the planet and produces a comprehensive assessment for each one from the results with specific graphics. This list of threats is substantial, and many of them are interconnected. Global warming, the widening and social inequality, the risk of global atomic war, overpopulation, unemployment, atmospheric pollution, terrorism, cybercrime, regional conflicts, food insecurity, world hunger, deforestation, natural disasters, which is storms, floods, droughts, extreme heats, rising sea levels, ocean acidity, disappearance in animal species, climate refugees, epidemics, and endocrine disrupting chemicals. So this is actually a very huge thing that they are bringing a lot of things actually over into the 2019 edition. We're looking into stuff such as overpopulation. We're going to have to deal with overpopulation now, because usually you can just grow your population no matter what. Maybe there's going to be food shortages, more famines, the more rapidly your population grows. We're going to be looking at atmospheric pollution. We're probably going to have to deal with more stuff along with the environment, which I was completely right that global warming is a huge thing that they would actually have to tackle with this. Regional conflicts, food insecurity. We're going to have to start dealing with hunger and food production more. Natural disasters. Maybe we are actually going to see, with the cover of this 2019 edition, maybe we're going to have to deal with actually tornadoes now. Tornadoes could actually rip apart your cities and kill thousands. Deforestation. Maybe you can deforest your entire country and you have to deal with the consequences. We also have disappearance of animal species. There's going to be animals that are going to be going extinct under your watch. Refugees that are going to be coming into your nation, looking for shelter because their places are becoming too hot. Endocrine disrupting chemicals. That's I actually don't know what that means, and that's actually going to be very interesting to look into that. So then it actually goes on into another scenario, which is going to be called global warming. One specific scenario, which is called global warming, based on the goals of the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, has the objective of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius for for the year 2100, and then reduce CO2 emissions by 45% by the year 2030. As the head of at least of the 30 largest CO2 emitters, initiate a global energetic transition by pursuing policies on infrastructures, which is dismantling of the thermal power industries, constructing power plants with renewable energies, and then finance on tax on petroleum products, the carbon tax. We're introducing a carbon tax into the game, the environment, and then innovations, which is CO2 capture, development of electrical vehicles. So we're definitely going to be able to have stuff such as like electric cars, and all while avoiding energy shortages and maintaining a balanced budget as well as social stability. And then, so that is a huge thing, and I'm very excited to actually see what global warming is going to be bringing to Power and Revolution. Global warming is one of the gravest threats that a lot of people believe is threatening our world, and whether you believe in global climate change or whether you don't believe in it, stuff is still happening, and this is a very good move on Eversim's part, that they are actually finally putting something about climate change into that, instead of having a little boring little environment thing. Which, I mean, there obviously had to be something where you could actually deal with climate change and more natural disasters and stuff like that in your environment tab. And then we go on to Chaos 2030. In this futuristic and dystopic game mode, nations have turned inward and have opted for more radical governments, some of whom have gained access to nuclear weapons. Relations between these states are stained, and are sources of conflict, and key international organizations have been dissolved, possibly even the United Nations. The fight against global warming has failed. Temperature curves are showing a rise of 7 degrees Celsius in 2100, and serious consequences are being felt. With unprecedented economic crisis and a growth in social inequality, people are on edge. Political upheavals are increasing, and terrorist organizations are growing on this fertile ground of instability. And then, so that's enough with the scenarios. Then we're going to go on to new legislations and new features. We have an implementation of a digital tax on online giants. So we're going to be able to have a digital tax on companies such as Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon. I don't know if they're actually going to be... So if they're actually doing that on online giants, maybe they are actually introducing corporate entities into stuff into the game. Maybe we are actually going to be able to tax companies with a digital tax. Maybe they're going to be represented. Fighting for women's rights with a sufficient and comprehensive budget, which is combating of sexual violence, educational policy on gender equality, and then specific laws. Wow, this is actually very interesting. So we're actually going to be able to have a more comprehensive thing. This is always something that was missing from Power and Revolution, is stuff on women's rights. We're going to have specific laws on harassment on the street, abolition of male-dominated mentoring, and then fighting female circumcision. This is a very huge move forward for Eversim. I'm applauding them right now. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Eversim. We're gonna have legislation on motorway tolls. So we're gonna be able to start making money on people going through tolls on their freeways and highways. We're gonna be able to play up to 30 nations simultaneously in the same game. The possibility of a tax on cannabis if it is legalized and its economic sector is opened. Economic sector is open, so we can finally start opening economic sectors after introducing laws and after maybe even researching them. And it actually goes on to research later on. Establishment of the legal age for consuming alcohol. So we're going to be able to lower or increase the age of consuming alcohol. Active defense mode for missile launcher units and destroyers that can automatically bomb enemy units entering a protected zone, allowing you to establish the lines of defense. So we are actually getting a more sufficient war mode where we're actually going to be able to make defensive lines during a war. So we don't... man, this is actually really exciting. Oh my god, this is actually really exciting. Distinguishing missile launcher movements from missile trajectories for all missile launchers. Management of electric car and self-driving vehicle industries, the possibility of dismantling infrastructure on the map, closing and reopening. Yes, they actually took my suggestion. Oh my god, they actually took my suggestion. I made a suggestion to where we because as Japan, all of the nuclear power plants in Japan are completely shut down. You cannot do anything, and you have to spend like $100 billion just to dismantle all of them so you can do that. So now we're actually going to be able to close and reopen nuclear power plants. That is awesome. That is awesome. We're going to get new technology, self-driving cars, Hyperloop trains that are going more than 1,000 kilometers an hour on constructible on the map, CO2 capture plants, high-density batteries, third-generation nuclear power plants, and the addition of progress levels for scientific research. So they are revitalizing the technology tree for Power and Revolution. They are taking my suggestions. Thank goodness. Oh my god, this is awesome. They're doing simulation of electricity shortages. So we're going to have to deal with electricity shortages now. We actually, because of the production and consumption now, we actually have to deal with electricity shortages. We have new displays, new comparative maps, global warming temperature rises. We have social inequality, malnourished populations, terrorist threats, deaths due to drug use, environmental maps including forested areas, deforestation, organically cultivated areas, maps related to women's rights, which is about salary equality, practice of female circumcision. And then there's more features coming out. We have the game option of whether or not to include actual historical results in calculating election results. We have new achievements, and then we have various gameplay adjustments and bug corrections. And then up-to-date data as of 1/1/19, we're going to be able to have budgetary, economic, social data that is being updated into that. We have political and geopolitical data, new governments, constitutions of new parliaments, diplomatic relations between countries, addition of a second chamber in Brazil. So they're adding the Senate to Brazil. So that is actually very, very exciting for Brazilian players. Military data and maps of conflicts, ongoing city battles, status of opposing forces, terrorist organizations, numbers, capabilities, resources. And then we have the designating high-speed railway lines, and then we have motorways. And then we have new characters with new faces, new chiefs of state or governments in Brazil, Italy, Spain, Hungary, Pakistan, and Mexico. And then we have new ministers and party leaders in the United States, France, Germany, and then international celebrities engaged in feminist causes, and a new Iraqi flag. They did a new Iraqi flag because I directly told them saying, hey, the Iraqi flag is wrong. Thank you so much, Eversim. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I love Eversim right now. This is actually going to be a very exciting DLC, guys. Thank you so much, Eversim, for giving me the opportunity to review this early, to review this first before everyone else, so I can post it around the same time that you guys actually release it. So whenever you guys see this, the official announcement for the 2019 DLC will have already happened. So, Eversim, thank you so much for this opportunity to give me all of this stuff to review, and then post it at the same time as you guys. This is a very exciting DLC, and I am very excited to play it as soon as it comes out, whenever it is released. I do not have a release... Oh, actually, The release date, guys, is actually January 19th. So we are looking at a release date of January 19th. That is going to be a Saturday. That is going to be Saturday, January 19th, 2019. So look forward to that. If anything else happens, if that release date updates, I will let you guys know. But other than that, January 19th is going to be the release date for 2019. And yeah, this is going to be it. This is going to be my review for the 2019 edition for Power and Revolution. We're going to be dealing with climate change, electricity shortages, terrorism, natural disasters, feminist causes, women's rights, social inequality, overpopulation, pollution, cybercrime, and more. Guys, thank you so much for giving me the support that I can actually see this early so I can show it to you guys firsthand. Thank you so much, Eversim, for giving me this opportunity. And guys, whenever you see this, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and guys, on January 19th, we are going to be playing Power and Revolution 2019, and thank you so much for watching this, and guys, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much, and have a great day.